The regular meeting of the Board of Public Works is now in session. Would everybody rise, please? We're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance by Jerry Irvin.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is Judy here? Reverend Judy? Oh, there you are in the back row. We have invocation by Reverend Judy Fitchett.
Let us join our hearts in prayer. Good and gracious God, you call us from many walks of life. You call us from many faiths to be your hands and feet in this world. We ask your blessing now as this group meets as a governing body of our town of Connersville, that you lead us with your spirit, that you guide us with your hand. Help us to always honor you and to honor those individuals who have put their trust in us by electing us to these offices. Be with us now, dear Lord, as we serve you in doing the work you have called us to do. We ask this in Christ's name.
Amen.
If everybody would please turn off their cell phones, please, or turn them down. Okay, we'll have roll call.
Jim Barrett,
Here.
Tim Bentley, Jerry Irvin,
here.
Annette Reedman.
Here.
Okay, we have enough to do the business of the city. Okay, you have the minutes of the last meeting. Is there any additions or corrections? If not, I'll entertain a motion to pass.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passed. Okay, in new business, we need Miranda Spencer?
Yep.
And this here discuss the parade route for the fair.
Yes. The Fayette County Free Fair will be July 31st. It's the last Sunday in July. It will start at 2 p.m. and it will go back to its original route, which is 21st left on Grand, right on 27th, and cross over into the park.
Okay, is Daryl here, anybody? Okay, you'll get with Daryl on the, okay. Is there any more discussion for her? Any questions to her?
I'll make a motion that we approve.
Do we have a motion? Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Dan Flum. This is for a banner for the Kiwanis Club.
Yes, good afternoon, and we're just back here Kiwanis asking for permission to place their banner for their fish fry, which is going to be August the 3rd, Wednesday evening, from 4:30 till 7, I believe it is, there at the pavilion. So we just like permission to put the banner up from July the 18th to July the 3rd. And you all can come up and enjoy nice fish and also St. Gabriel's chicken and pork producers and the Lions Club.
You're a judge, not a salesman.
It's all good food. And don't forget the cattlemen.
Okay, is there any more discussion to Dan?
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. there
Thank
go.
you, and we'll see you all at the fair.
Okay, I've got a request for a bucket drive from Ken Fuller. Ah, there he is.
Thank you, everybody. I think the street blocking off is on there also, is that correct, for the block party?
Yes, yeah, you want to do both of them?
Yeah, well,
Okay, we'll take
The
C and
first-
D both.
yeah, the first, I wanted to ask approval because we kind of crossed our dates. If we could make an exception on the boot drive, if we could do it on Friday since we were wanting to do the block party on Saturday.
Okay, so you're wanting to do it on this is the 23rd?
Kind of over, yeah, the Saturday, the block party. Well, I'll explain first. I'll start with the block party. What we're
Okay.
doing is we're asking, I had talked with Rob at the police department, he said there's no problem with him. There's access to, I think, 3rd and other street. We're asking to block off from Western to Walnut on, I think it's 8th Street where Urban Winkler Funeral Home's at, and Sycamore down to the alley. We are going to bring Connersville a big block party. We're going to have blow-ups for the kids. We're going to do stuff for the neighborhood around up in the Reed Street and on up the hill. We got blow-ups. We got Connersville Temple is letting us use a little train for the kids. Urban Winkler has graciously, we're using their parking lots, their empty lots beside it. And so we're going to have one big, we're going to have music playing all through the day. The time of that would be from 2 to 7. And we're asking to block the street from 8 to 9 that day to allow time for setup and cleanup on the street. There will be, we had done one a month ago. We fed over 700 people hot dogs, and we gave over 250 chicken and noodle dinners away to the people. And there's no cost on that. We're just giving it. So the hot dogs are already sponsored. So this will be a day just for the community, for kids to be able to come and share. I'm working with the Lions Club, possibly of doing vision testing for kids. And so there'll be a lot of things going on we want to bring to the neighborhood and the city that day. So,
Okay. So you said you talked to Robbie?
yes, he said there is access
Okay.
the other streets next door to get around.
All right. Okay, is there any more questions for Ken?
I think it's an awesome idea. Thank you.
No, we're gonna take both of them, C and D, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you want the bucket drive on the 22nd, is that correct?
Yes, if we could, please.
Is there any overlap on the 22nd for a bucket drive or anything?
No.
Okay, thank you. Had to call the mayor. Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay,
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Good night.
Thanks.
okay. Request for a bucket drive on July 16th from Audrey. There she is. You missed us last month.
I'm fired. I'm here on behalf of the Fayette County Veterans Council. We put all the flags and the grave markers in all the cemeteries across the county. We are a nonprofit, so we have to raise funds on our own, whether it be by donations from individuals or through groups or that. So we're asking to do a bucket drive on July 16th, and we would want 6th and Western, 6th and Central, and 24th and Grand, and collect money that day to hopefully help raise the money. It takes about $3,000 a year to do that, so.
Well, I want to tell about Audrey. I've been other cemeteries, and some of the organizations have already picked their flags up because they don't have enough money to leave the flags year round. And Fayette County was one of the lucky ones. Our flags got to stay on the veterans, and I would like to see this work because I don't want to see a flag on Memorial Day and then gone the next day. And so I appreciate the community gets out and supports this. So, okay, any more discussion on that?
I think this is a great idea, and I read the article in the paper about it, support it fully. And I want to thank you and your organization for doing that.
Well, you're welcome, and it broke my heart to think of Tech to come down this year. I am in the cemeteries year round, and even when we go in for Wreaths Across America in December, our flags are still out, and the thought of them not being there. So I'm gonna work my tail end off this next year to make sure I have the money so that they stay again year round.
And if I might add, all you have to do is, after you put the flags up, is go out to Dell Cemetery, and you'll realize how many veterans that's in Dell Cemetery.
Yeah, there's over 2,500 just there.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. And it takes how much money to buy 144?
$69.95.
$69.95. So anybody out there like to give her $70? You bought a bag. You bought a gross of flags.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And take a motion in a second, please.
So moved.
Second?
Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. There you go,
Thank you
Audrey.
guys very much.
Okay, we'll go into department matters. Is Brad or Mike here? Oh. you're on my list, buddy.
We all think you might go to the fire department first, then me. Should have my report. Real quick, revenue, disbursements is listed. Overtime went down a little bit, $3,200. Just a reminder, most of our overtime, 90% of it is scheduled overtime. We don't usually just call people in. Years ago, when they did that big cut, you used to have third shift, the sewer plant and water plant. So they're designed to do away with those people. They have to work overtime to cover those hours. So my overtime will always have $3,000 to $4,000 in that line item, typical. What I did bring today is a couple of proposals that we've been talking about. The first thing is the sewer department preliminary engineering report. We received I requested 3 proposals from 3 different companies. We received 2. You should have both copies in your packet. One from Strand, one from Butler. And pretty much what this is, it's just a preliminary report of our sewer plant, wastewater treatment plant center. Taking that, there's a lot of regulatory rules coming up. Our long-term control plan, the AJAR facility, and we got to get this thing looked at in a direction, in what direction we need to go in the future. So that's what this is, and the pricing turned out, Strand was $26,000 and Butler was $26,700. We probably wouldn't go wrong with either company. I guess if you want my opinion on it, we should probably stick with Strand since they are familiar with the Sugar Creek project. They've already done one long-term control plan with us, doing one right now with Grand Avenue, and they have toured the plant a few times in the past. So that's who I would probably recommend just because of the past experience with them, with our wastewater plant. But I didn't know if any questions over those 2 bids. They're pretty much the exact same thing. You can look at the scope of services that they're doing. I'd just like to get approval to do that.
Okay,
I make a motion to go ahead and approve Strand.
Second.
okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Any questions for Mike?
Just one. Now, city council will have to approve this, right? The funding of it? And I assume the funds are there?
We have
It's
that.
already there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Now, this goes back to we were having Strand look at this. Remember from the deal with Sugar Creek in case
Okay.
they have to have their sewage shift to Connersville.
okay. Can you bring us up to date on Sugar Creek or anything? Okay,
No, they're still in discussion of
okay,
Cambridge wants it, or if we want it.
Okay.
But we wanted it, they need to make a decision,
okay.
so.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the Strand bid. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
The second one, just like we've talked about this in the past, we got the Elton Hill water tank painted a few weeks ago, anybody noticed that? We're working on the golf ball now, and that's gonna be quite a bit more because we actually got to clean the inside and repaint the inside of it. Needs to be done every 8 to 10 years. We're at, I think, 9 years right now since the last time. And that's what, the pack I just gave to you. We got a couple bids of getting the outside of the golf ball painted, the inside of it cleaned and painted. And it's quite a bit. Pittsburgh tank, looks like it's over $120,000. And Leary Construction Company will be right around, I think, $69,000. You have to add all that together. It'd be $69,750 to do the same thing. We like to use Leary. They've done a lot of work for us in the past, and while they're down here, they're gonna look at our water tank at 9th Street plant. to inspect it, because, you know, we talk about, getting that plant up and going, updated, and before we spend a whole bunch of money, we gotta make sure that storage tank will hold water. And while they're down here doing this project, they will inspect that tank, which means we gotta empty it, they'll clean it all out, and then they will inspect it. This money, sometimes I never know what to get approved, what doesn't need to be approved, but it's a large amount of money, but it comes out of our water bond that's sitting there that we can use for projects like this. And I just like to let you guys know that's what we're doing, and I'd like to get your approval that we would like to get that tank cleaned and painted. We call it the golf ball. This is the water tank out on Gray Road.
Okay, I need a motion to accept Leary's construction
I'll
bid.
make a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, pass for Leary Construction.
The last thing I have, just a little reminder, or last weekend we had a problem with one of the lift stations out on Gray Road. One of the pumps broke down, sent it in. We have a backup pump. That one broke down, so we had no pump at the lift station on Gray Road. And so we pretty much had 3 crews of 2 working for 24 hours, 3 straight days until the other motor got rebuilt. So that will be overtime next month, but just let people know that there was no overflows and no backups. So the guys did a pretty good job keeping up with it all weekend. But if anybody asked why he was out on Gray Road for 3 straight days, because the back truck does make a little bit of noise. And if anybody wonders, that's why he was there. But it all worked out in the long run. Is there any questions?
No, thanks, Mike. Not for me, any. Thanks a lot, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay, under department matters, Chief Tipton.
I'd like to start with the hiring of Jacob Bolander. This is the order I'd like to go in here. I
Okay,
added that to the last.
okay.
In your packets, I put what we'd like to hire Jacob Bolander. He's a graduate of Connersville Senior High School. He lives in Fayette County, has a wife and 2 children. He worked with us for 3 years under our part-time program. He's passed all the physical and mental testing required by PERF. In my opinion, he'll make a fine addition to our fire department.
Got any
He's
questions for?
He's a replacement for a firefighter who is leaving us.
I'd like to make the motion we approve.
Second.
Mr. Bolander.
Got a second?
Second.
Okay. Is he sure he wants the job?
I'm sure he
Okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of hiring Jacob Bolander, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Welcome to the department, Jacob.
So do you want to introduce
Yeah, I
Jacob to
think
the board?
Yeah.
Jacob should stand up and introduce his wife and his family.
It's my wife, Sarah Bolander, and my 2 kids back there, Wyatt and Eaton's the little one in the back, and then my parents, John and Joyce, and my father-in-law, Randy Holbrook.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Jacob, we're going.
And then we'll
Jacob.
swear.
Them two. There you go, buddy.
Welcome, Jacob.
Thank you.
We'll swear Jacob in right after the meeting, if that's all right.
Okay. You have to swear all these in? You want to do it all after the meeting in?
No, just
Uh,
one.
Just one?
Just Jacob. And then the next matter, we need to do a promotion for battalion chief. I'd like to promote William Hughes to replace Mike Reese, who left early in the month. And he's moving up from captain. Bill's a 19-year member. He's here with his wife Kate. He'll pin his badge on for him. And ask for approval for that promotion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any more questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passed. Oh, I'm not even gonna ask for a no vote.
So is Captain Hughes here?
Right there.
Hi. Congratulations.
Carol. Congratulations. Congratulations. Don't do it, Kate.
Sticky.
Yeah, don't do it.
But he deserves it.
Where do I push?
Just a little former.
Okay, would you mind putting that on him again?
So just act like it.
I promised to take a picture and I'm trying to figure out how. Okay, there we go.
But here's the camera.
That's great. Thank you.
And then
Congratulations, Bill.
Congratulations.
with that vacancy, I'd like to ask for permission to promote Lieutenant John Harmon to captain. John's a 21-year member of the fire department. He has a great attitude and work ethic, and I'd like his wife Sherry to come up and pin his badge on him if you give permission to promote him.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Congratulations, John.
Thank you very much.
Supper.
Yeah, that's it. Like that. Yep.
I think I got it. Let's try another one. Okay. See if I got it.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
With the vacancy at Lieutenant, I'm asking for Gerald Simpkins to be promoted to Lieutenant, A shift. Gerald has been married to his wife Tracy for 19 years. He's a graduate of Purdue. He has a daughter Peyton who is 16, a son Jake who's 10, and he's a 15-year member of our department. He'll be a very good addition as an officer. So,
Is he here?
permission, yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Permission to promote him to lieutenant.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Gerald.
Last on my list, I'd like permission to run our application process again. We like to do it every year, and I need permission to run it again, give out applications. We started in the fall last year. We'd like to start a little bit earlier this year, so we get it in before it gets cold.
Yeah, that's something they need to do, and it doesn't cost the city anything. And this shift that's on duty usually runs it. And we, you know, it's a grueling test, but it's something that needs to be done.
So we have a motion and a second to give permission.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, is there any more discussion? Okay, all in favor of giving permission to start the application process, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any old business come before the council? Board of Works. If no old business or any miscellaneous. I would like to say that on the 23rd of June at the Pavilion, there will be a handbell choir concert. It starts at 6 p.m., I think is what it says here on my sheet. And also, I'd like to thank the city for what they did for one of the officers, Jeff Counselor. They've done a good job, and you hate to lose anybody. So I just want to thank the employees and everything. And also want to appreciate the articles in the Sunday's paper from the Connersville Opinion from Jim Sprague. It was a great article. It showed a lot of promise to Connersville and positive attitude, and I'm glad to see that. Okay, if anything else, anybody got anything else? Okay, you want to read the claims, please?
Okay, the claims for the Connersville utilities was $291,828.45. And the claim for the city was $366,641.49.
Okay, you've heard the claims. Is there any, I need a motion in a second to pay the bills?
I make a motion that we pay our bills.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to pay the city utilities and city bills. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, passed. And then have public forum. Is anybody out in the public wishing to speak? Good, bad, whatever? Does anybody from the council want to say anything? I mean,
Just that I
Board of Public
appreciate,
Works?
I appreciate the report that our captain gave us from the police force on the different heroin and various stops and pickups that they've made. It's nice to know that Connersville is making an effort to snuff out drugs.
Okay, anybody else? Anybody, anything from the public? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?